Aldon, thanks very much for joining us, mate. 14 championships out of 18 years in the business. Unbelievable record, but where did it all start?
Well, firstly, good to have you guys here, Brendan. Always a pleasure, and I know you did the big distance trip, so welcome back. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been, gosh, an incredible 18 years, you know, and obviously still motivated and pushing to keep that going and evolve and develop. And obviously here at the Baker's factory, you know, this is now 4 years old, which time flies, was I can remember, gosh, starting in a little container on the side here. It's been good and it's developing. You know, from my standpoint, you always want it to develop quicker, but it is, and it's coming along, and yeah, very happy and proud of, you know, where we're going and kind of what we're doing at the moment. So we'll keep pushing.
I would regard you as a leader in the industry with nutrition and training, but how do you keep up to date with nutrition? Like, is it something that you study, or how do you know?
Things evolve, and even when I look at now, the accessibility of good organic food is a lot more available.
Yep.
But you have to be more knowledgeable on where you can get that and what the scenarios, and then all these different type of, I wouldn't say fads or diets that come rolling through, you know, from, man, I remember back in the day, you know, the Atkins diet, and now it's keto. Bottom line, I try and do as much due diligence as possible to analyze and use my experience also to look at everything that keeps evolving and coming out, if it's something that can correlate to this sport and make the riders better.
Where do you think the sport's heading in the next level? I think it's got to a bit of a plateau and you know, maybe stopped a little bit, but where do you see the next level of motocross and supercross?
Well, and there again, it always depends on the riders. I feel like that's the riders and the persona of what they are and what they've done, and that whole build-up. And we went through a good amount of years with, you know, the Carmichaels, the Billows, the Dunge, you know, I mean, even, you know, Chad Reed. All that era was a pretty cool era of those guys fighting it out for championships. I mean, James Stewart. Yeah. I mean, an unbelievable talent that everyone was watching, and as he developed, and I think at this point we're kind of in that reshuffle mode.
He's almost got an opportunity to win now.
Yes.
It's good for spectators.
Exactly, but I think that's what's really now sort of calmed the sport down a bit, because we don't have any of those the bigger names that have been multiple champions or very close to that multiple deal. I mean, I think Chad Reed is the only one still out there, and he won, what, 2 Supercross? 2
Supercross, 1 motocross.
1 motocross.
And multiple wins.
Yes. I do feel that they maybe need to start changing the structure of the races, with this whole thing with, you know, Supercross, bam, straight into outdoors, and not much of a break, because the problem too is there's not even enough time to create a hub. So I feel that there kind of needs to get to a point where, I don't know if it's just separate series, guys that specifically focus on motocross, and that's built up to its mega land. Yep. And then there's just the Supercross, where maybe if it even started a little later in the year. I think the Supercross too, it needs to be, even with the 250 guys, no longer an East Coast, West Coast. It should be the same as the 450. Because I know in the beginning some teams could only afford to do like a West Coast. Yeah. But now you look at the teams have a West Coast team and the East Coast. Why not let's just run them and then help them get used to how it is to
run a full season.
Because I still find then when the 250 guys move up, it's still such a big jump.
Thank you, Ruddy.
Brendan, always a pleasure.
Thank you very much for the time. I know it's been a long interview, but we'll cut this down, but it's
no problem.
Been fantastic, mate. Thanks for your time.
No problem. You're welcome.
Thanks, buddy.